Hello, folks. Welcome back to Fear Strength Reviews. Before we get started, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, just happy everything, happy holidays to all. But mostly Merry Christmas because I was baptized Roman Catholic and I celebrate Christmas. Though, honestly, if you know me too well, you know I'm not a huge fan of the commercialization of Christmas. So I've been watching a lot of Christmas shit, doing shopping, helping my family out, and so on and so forth. I'll tell you one thing though. Once this whole thing is over with, I'm going to take I need a nice, long vacation away from my family. But unfortunately, that's not in the cards for me. Nope. Not whatsoever. A little smudge on the camera there. So, what Christmas themed film am I going to look at today? Well, here's a bit of an interesting fun fact. When it comes down to movies that are Christmas themed, that could be practically almost any movie. Like, take The Nightmare Before Christmas, for example. Is this a Christmas movie or is it a Halloween movie? The answer, it's both. Mm-hmm. That's right. It takes the most two heavily celebrated holidays by kids and turns it into a movie where one holiday is trying to take over the other one. Actually, in retrospect, considering the fact that if you ever go to like a department store or anything in the middle of October or like early October, they actually have Christmas shit out before, like literally just almost a month before Halloween. It makes arguably no freaking sense whatsoever. And honestly, it's very disgraceful in my opinion. But I digress. Now, here's the thing. There's also, when it comes down to Christmas films, we have films that are like, take place during the holiday season that are Christmas related. Like, say, Home Alone, for example. No, the two classic Home Alone films, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. These films are classic Christmas movies. Wait, what's that? What was that? There's multiple Home Alone sequels? Multiple Home Alone sequels. Are you guys mad? There's only two films. Yeah. Don't count the other films as sequels. Fuck that shit. So, and I don't give a shit what the hell Home Alone 4 said. No. If Macaulay Culkin is not in them, they don't count. So, and I'm sorry for snapping like that. But then again, I've been heavily subdued lately. I mean, hell, just look at my Christmas themed tree right here. I have like a Jason Voorhees mask right here and a little machete holding it up. Isn't that funny? Yeah. I also got these little red streamers coming out of the hockey mask. Make it look like he's bleeding. What can I say? I'm just that little festive. But I am mostly a Friday the 13th fan, so it makes more sense. Speaking of which, I should probably play that game a bit more, before the server shut down. Actually, from what I found out, the online server's shutting down, but the actual game is not going to shut down itself. You can literally pop the game in and just play as Jason offline, which is okay. Sure, that's what I'm going to probably do anyway. At least that's what Rex. That's what Rex and I figured out. Joe could really give two shits about that. Now, what comes else to Christmas, there's also the horror films that take release around Christmas, like the Silent Night, Deadly Night films. I've already reviewed all these films last year, and honestly, here are my thoughts. Fifth film, pretty good. Fourth film, there is no fourth film. Third film, great film to actually help you get to sleep. Yeah, seriously, great way for you to get to sleep. Second film, loved it because of Eric Friedman. Oh my god, loved Eric Friedman. Huh. First film, classic horror film. But there's other films that take place during the holiday season that are also action films, comic book films that take place around Christmas as well. Like, for example, Die Hard and Die Hard 2 are Christmas films. Yeah. In fact, Batman Returns is a Christmas film. I've been hearing this rumor saying that Batman and Robin is a Christmas film, the one with Schwarzenegger and George Clooney. I'm not exactly too sure if that is true or not, but I don't know. I'll probably get to that film eventually. Yeah, but seriously, yeah, I wouldn't really know, but whatever. I mean, hell, the first Lethal Weapon film is a Christmas movie because it takes place during December and it ends on Christmas. I've been hearing rumors that Rocky Four is a Christmas movie too, like both versions of Rocky Four, like Rocky Four, the original version, and Rocky Four, the alternate cut version. Well, from what I can figure out, the fight does take. I mean, the fight between Rocky and Drago does take place on Christmas, so I don't think it is I don't really think it is a Christmas film, but the fight does take place on Christmas, so I don't know. That's up in the air at this point. I mean, that is literally up in the air. Huh. I mean, there's also that Netflix film Holiday. That's a rom-com film, and there's a lot of holidays in there. But the movie starts on Christmas and it ends on Christmas too, like the following year. All right, it's a ridiculous rom-com where these two people, these two strangers, they keep meeting every year, where they exchange like really stupid gifts at a department store just to get credit or some shit. But they figured, okay, why don't we just why don't we become like each other's dates or something during the holidays, and hence the name Holidays. And by the time Christmas rolls around, they're a legit couple. All right, it's like one of those ridiculous rom com films. All right, and yes, I did watch the film all the way through, but what can I say? I mean, sometimes I just want to sit down and watch a rom com. I mean, I love watching horror, action, sci-fi, creature feature films, sports films, you name it. But there's just times I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch a chick flick just for the hell of it. Yeah, just like when it's like, okay, I'm phased out, I'm just gonna watch a chick flick and just like relax and just like shut my brain off because right now I don't give a shit. Yeah, it's like one of those type of things. So it usually happens. Face it, come on, guys, face it. You've done this plenty of times before, am I right? But anyway, what's today's film? Well, I searched long and hard, and I figured it's about time I cover an action hero on the show. It's time to talk about Rambo, baby. Oh, yeah. It's time to talk about John James Rambo. And yes, James is his middle name. I literally legit looked that up. Just before I actually just turned this video on, I pulled out my phone. I looked up Rambo's full name. His full name is John James Rambo. I mean, technically that makes more sense. I mean, James John or maybe John Joseph, who the fuck knows? But in my guess, it's interview. His name is James. Yeah, middle name is James. There you go. But wait a minute. I know what you're thinking. The Rambo films take place in Christmas? No, they don't. The first one does. So hence why I'm going to talk about the very first film, First Blood. That's right. I'm going to talk about the very first Rambo film. Because it's about time I actually talk about this iconic movie action hero. Who, in the end, the first film is just relatively very dramatic and it's actually kind of sad. So let's just get down to it. The movie stars Sylvester Stallone as the iconic John James Rambo. Okay, I'm just gonna call him John Rambo because I'm gonna probably get like really heated arguments in the comments section if I keep saying his middle name is James. So whatever. I mean, his dog tag in the movie says John J, so everybody assumed that his middle name was James. But online it says his middle name is James, so it's like, okay, his middle name is James. Whatever. John James, JJ, whatever. Although, ironically, even though I have the fourth film on here, the original title name for the fourth film was actually called John Rambo at some point. And yes, I am aware of the fact that the angry video game nerd during his chronological confusion video actually made a sly comment joke about that. But it turns out the comment joke turned out to be real. Who would have figured? But alright, joking aside, let's just get started. We also have other characters too. We also have we have the main villain of the movie. His name is Teasel. Yes, Teasel, played by Brian Dennehy. And then there's Colonel Samuel Troutman, played remarkably by Richard Shania. Is that how you say his name? I never said his name before. Yeah, I just call him the guy who plays Troutman. I mean, hell, the guy actually plays a Troutman character in like Hot Shots Part Two, and that was technically a Rambo knockoff. Hilarious Rambo knockoff, though, but still. You guys get the idea, right? So the movie basically just begins with Rambo going to see his old buddy, going to see one of his buddies. However, there's a slight problem. He actually winds up getting there. He's trying to say he's like he asks where the guy is, and it turns out he's dead. Yeah, it turns out he got the letter months ago, and it took Rambo a long time trying to find out where the hell the place was because he had no idea where the hell the location was. So he actually finds the location. It's out in the countryside. But it turns out his buddy is dead. He died from cancer. From where did he get the cancer? Agent Orange. Yeah, that shit they spread over Nam. Go figure. This is very saddening to Rambo because John Rambo is a Vietnam vet. However, to make matters worse, his his best friend and the only other survivor of his platoon is gone. So he is all alone. There's nobody else left. All of his buddies are dead. He's the only one left alive. So he's extremely grief stricken, and he goes on a walk, and he heads towards a town, and he actually comes across a town called Hope. Yeah. As for where Hope is, well, according to Wikipedia, according to Google, they say it's actually in Washington State. But even though it was actually filmed in British Columbia, but yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably Washington State. There's a lot of like forest land. There's like a lot of good mountainous areas of forest out there. So I guess yeah, just say he's in Hope. Or we meet Brian Dennehy's character. We actually meet Brian Dennehy's character, Teasel. And he's the sheriff of town. And what does he do? Well, he makes sure everybody has a nice day. And he sees Rambo coming into town. And he asks him what's he want. He said, "Okay, nothing." He's just passing through. But anyway, Teasel says that with the way Rambo is dressed and the way he looks, it's like he's asking for trouble. So he offers him to ride him around, give him a ride. Rambo accepts, and Rambo asks, "Where can I get where can I get something to eat so I can just get out of here?" Teasel, this is the dumbest thing Teasel has ever done. And this is kind of like the biggest dick move in the movie. This is like one of several dick moves that Teasel's character actually does. Teasel's character is actually the main villain in the movie. But apparently, Teasel doesn't want Rambo in town because he's going to probably cause trouble. So he actually tells him to go to the next town over. Let somebody else deal with it. He drives him on the bridge. He drives him across the bridge outside of town, drops him off, and he tells him to have a good day, and he drives off. Rambo just like, no. He walks right across the bridge. Teasel sees it, turns right around, and then arrests him. For what? Dude, you arresting him for no reason? So he puts it. So yeah, he makes Rambo assume the position, and he finds he has the knife. Yeah, the famous Rambo knife. Though it's not the. Though I do have to say something about that. The knife in this movie is the exact same design as the knife in the second movie, but the color design, the color palettes are a little different because it's all black. In the second movie, the first one has like a green, has like a gray greenish design. Okay then. So yeah, he asked him, "What are you doing with this?" Hunting. Hunting, eh? What are you hunting? Name it. Okay. So he takes him right back into town and he puts him in the and he has Rambo locked up and this is where we meet Art Galt's character. The Art Galt character. And if you know anything, if you actually watch Joe's show, his A list, the aka the asshole list, yeah, Art Gall is already on the list to begin with, and it's not hard to see why. I mean, there could have been like Teasel could have been on the list too, but no. Art Gall is literally on the list for a fucking reason. All right, Art Gall basically just makes fun of Rambo, just bullies him around and shit. And here's the thing: they're basically falsely arresting him for no apparent reason at all because of the fact that that he's a drifter and he's a former military soldier. All right, now keep this in mind: the original version of First Blood was well over 3 hours long originally, and Stallone hated the original cut version of the movie, so he tried to edit. He tried to get rid of the movie altogether because he didn't like it. So instead of which, he edited the film down to the movie we have today. Yeah, and plus, not to mention, in the original version, Rambo had a lot of terrible one-lining jokes. So it's one of the reasons why Rambo is mostly silent throughout this whole film. Yeah, Rambo talked a lot in the original version, and it was not that good. So yeah. Anyway, I should also mention that the guy who played, what's his name? And well, his name's not even on the credit list. But if you ever watch CSI Miami, the main character of CSI Miami is actually on this. Is in the show as another deputy who actually is trying to help Rambo out a little bit. Though he's going easy on Rambo, but the other deputies are giving him a hard time, especially the Galt character. He is like, "You gonna talk to me, boy? I'm gonna make you talk to me." I was like, dude, you don't know what this guy's capable of, all right? You are just asking to get fucked up by a drifter. So seriously, do yourself a favor. Put your fucking nightstick down. No, in fact, put your nightstick, have it sit up on your chair, and sit down and shove it up your ass. Actually, who am I kidding? My buddy, Once You Wonder, his girlfriend will actually make it do that. I would legit see her actually shove the nightstick up this guy's ass. Like, I can legit see her do that. And the funny thing is, earlier this week, I actually hung out with my buddy Once You Wonder and his fiance. We went to go see Godzilla Minus One. So yeah, I saw Godzilla Minus One twice. They loved it. I love it. Great Godzilla movie. I'm not going to review it for obvious reasons, mainly because of the fact it's still in theaters right now. And we're going to probably get a sequel, and Godzilla vs. Kong is right around the corner. Although, what they don't realize is that why is Godzilla actually why does Godzilla have the pink shit on him? Why is his why is his dorsal plates pink and everything? Guys, do you remember Godzilla 2000? Same color scheme on his dorsal plates. All right, sorry, I needed to say that. Also, not to mention, there's two main villains in the next movie. I'm not going to say their name. Like, you already know the Scar King, but I'm not saying the other one's name. If you want to know the other one's name, you got to look it up because because I'm not doing any spoilers on this shit. But okay, all joking aside, so yeah, Galt is just like being a complete douchebag. I mean, listen, how much of a douchebag can this guy get? He verbally assaults him. He physically threatens him. He even actually hits Rambo as he's trying to get undressed so they can actually bathe him. All right, he basically doesn't even get his pants off at this point, and he actually hits him in the back of the legs with the nightstick. Dude, police brutality. You should not be a fucking cop. All right, I'm not going to shout too much on this, but you got to keep this in mind. This guy's a real asshole. And as Rambo is getting hosed off, Galt is just laughing his ass off, like, "Hey, make sure to get behind the ears. Hey, come on, soldier boy, spread your ass cheeks open a little bit." Where are you going, man? Shit, come on, looks like water sports. Dude, you're gonna fucking die for this. Epic foreshadowing. Okay, and then they do something really fucking stupid. All right. All right. Now, to be fair, okay, the guy the CSI guy, Miami guy, his character's name is Mitch, by the way. All right, he's basically telling them to lay off because this guy's completely crazy and they're gonna regret it. So, like one of the other. So anyway, Gold actually actually holds on to Rambo, and they're about to give him a shave. And he says, "No, forget about the stuff he's tough. Shave him, try." It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? It's gonna bite you in the ass so hard. Oh god. And keep this in mind too. Rambo is having a lot of flashbacks because of his shell shock. All right, I know technically the term right now is called PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. All right, but back then it was called shell shock, so I'm just going to refer to it as shell shock. Even the modern day term for it is called PTSD. And what they're doing to him gives so many bad flashbacks from the shell shock. Rambo screams his lungs out and goes ape shit. What I mean by that, he beats the shit out of everybody. Literally, he kicks Mitch out of the way. He kicks the guy holding the razor in the balls. He manhandles Galt. Actually, he almost ripped his fucking, like, he literally almost ripped his throat off, ripped the guy's throat off, and actually tore his face off. I'm not even joking. The way Rambo is actually gripping Galt's face, if his nails were any longer, he would have dug the nails in and tore his face off. That's how hard his grip was. In fact, if anything, he could have just done this to his nose and killed him instantly. Yeah. So basically, yeah, he fucks everybody up, and he runs. I mean, shit. Even like the sheriff comes out, like he drop kicks the sheriff. He runs right out. He beats the shit out of a couple of other deputies. Breaks one guy's nose, grabs his knife, runs the fuck out of the station. Commits grand theft auto by stealing a motorcycle, and grabs a rifle and almost shoots him down the street. And Teasel tells him, "No, God damn it, don't shoot, you idiot! There are people down there." Okay, first off, Teasel, one, Galt should not be a cop. Seriously, Galt deserves to be in prison. Seriously, he does not deserve to be a cop. Okay, supposedly, I think I know why Galt's the way he is. Supposedly, Galt it was actually in the army with Teasel, because Teasel actually in the original they do explain in the novelization of First Blood, even though in First Blood Rambo goes on a fucking killing spree and they kill him in the end in the novel. But thank God they did not do that in this version. They actually made him more sympathetic. But here's the thing. Apparently, in the novelization, Galt and Teasel were actually both in the military, and they actually hated the guys in Special Forces, and they despised other guys, too. So, yeah. So, apparently, the sadistic shit that Galt does is something he actually apparently did to the Viet Cong back in Vietnam. Good God. You ever see Full Metal Jacket, the second half of Full Metal Jacket, where a bunch of those military personnel were killing innocent people for no apparent reason? Yeah. That's what Galt did, supposedly, in the original version of the film and the novelization. So yeah, if anything bad happens to Galt, fuck him. He deserves it. Anyway, Rambo makes it. Actually, they have a chase scene with Rambo and Teasel. They run right the fuck out of town, and Rambo goes high up in the mountains. So, while Teasel's car flips over, he waits for his deputies to come over, and he gets some guy to come in with bloodhounds to go chasing Rambo, while Teasel is actually goes to get a chopper to go after Rambo. Now keep this in mind: Teasel is supposed to only spot him, and notify where the hell he is. He doesn't do that. Bit of a fun fact, though, in this movie, there's actually a tarp that Sylvester Stallone actually used for his character. Yeah, he actually picked up a random piece of debris, which is a tarp, cuts it open, and actually makes a makeshift jacket out of it. So, like a makeshift poncho vest. All right, and that's actually something that Stallone improved on the entire thing. In fact, it was such a crucial piece. He actually holds on to it to this day. I'm not kidding. Like literally, if you ever take like watch those video tours of like Stallone doing a tour of his house or something, you'll see he actually holds on to the tarp from First Blood. Yeah, a piece of junk just lying on the ground. He cuts it open. He cuts it and makes it into an important movie prop. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, Rambo is being chased by the deputies. Yeah, there's some more deputies this time around. And Galt actually catches up with him in the gorge area. Rambo is actually trying to climb his way down on a slant. I mean, I'm talking about a steep hill, like a 90-degree steep hill. He's trying to climb his way down. Galt is, like I said, is supposed to spot him and call it in. What does he do? He unbuckles his seatbelt and starts shooting at him. You know what? To the character of Galt, Arthur Galt, whatever happens to you, you fucking deserve it. Yeah. Anything bad happening to you in this movie, you fucking deserve it. Fuck you, Joe. Evil Joe. Seriously, Evil Joe. You had every right to put Art Goal on the asshole list. Art is a complete fucking asshole, and whatever happens to him in this movie, he fucking deserves it. Fuck this guy. So what happens? He continues shooting, and then Rambo. Okay, he actually does. Rambo actually does jump like maybe 3 stories into a couple of tree branches, actually cutting his arm open. But here's what he does: in self-defense, he grabs a rock and chucks it at the helicopter, hitting the windshield. And Art falls out of the helicopter and you know what I say? Fuck you, asshole! Go yourself, but yeah, it's like shit. I'm terribly sorry, folks, for my cursible outburst. But the Art Gold character really deserved to die. He was a fucking asshole. Fuck him. That's right. I say fuck him. He deserves to die. He's dead. No harm done. Let's move on, shall we? So anyway, Rambo actually winds up grabbing his sniper rifle and he takes his jacket. Teasel and the others, they do finally catch up. They see what happens. Teasel's is actually breaking down that he lost his best friend. I'm going, oh, well, you're sad that your friend died? Hey, Teasel, I hate to be the douchebag here, but he deserved to die. Fuck him. Oh, you tried to defend him? He was a cop? Yeah. That's what happens when you defend this asshole who should have been a fucking cop. Yeah. Just be glad I was an army guy and wasn't a fucking predator amongst all things. I mean by predator, you know what I mean. I'm talking about the fucking Yautja. Oh, yeah. These motherfuckers. Actually, who am I kidding? These guys would have done something a lot worse to him. After Rambo gets patched up, he tries to tell them that it wasn't really his fault. Teasel shoots him tries to kill him by shooting him, grazes his head. Rambo runs away, goes further up the mountain a little bit more, and sets up traps. Anyway, Teasel and the guys actually they make it down to Galt's body and he'll look after it until the helicopter comes back, even though the helicopter guy doesn't want to. Why? Because Art Gold literally threatened the guy, going, if you don't fly this thing, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you. You know what? I'm surprised the helicopter. Oh, you going to kill me? Oh, really? You're talking to it? Okay. Hey, Art, here's a fun fact. You're unbuckled. All right. You're basically on the edge of your seat, and I'm the one flying the chopper. So guess what? Actually, who the hell am I kidding? If I was in the movie, I would have fucking done that to him. It's like, yeah, Sheriff, I hate to tell you this, but I just killed your buddy Art Gold because he was a fucking asshole. He's an abusive son of a bitch, and he's a psychopath. He should have been a fucking cop, so he's dead. And fuck you. I'm going to fly all the way to Canada. I'm out of here. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going a little bit AWOL here, so let's just get back to anyway. One of the deputies actually winds up finding a little bit more information about Rambo. It turns out Rambo's a Green Beret, a certified war hero. And they're well aware of what Green Beret guys can do. All right, this guy is special forces, or this army. Green Beret. The ranking pretty much goes from what I can figure out as Army, Green Berets, and within the same units, you will rank up to Army Rangers and Delta Force Commandos. Okay, to be fair, Delta Force Commandos and Army Rangers are pretty much on the same thing, on the same level. All right, and how good are these guys? They're on par with the Navy SEALs. Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in Commando is a Delta Force Commando. I'm not even joking here. Seriously, John Matrix here is a U.S. Army Delta Force Commando, and he highly outranks Rambo. Not even joking here. Actually, now that I think about it, can you imagine if it was John Matrix instead of John Rambo? This would have been a bigger body count. Shit. This is continuing with the movie. But anyway, all right. So they go after Rambo, and Rambo. Well, okay. Basically, the guy who has the dog sticks two Dobermans on Rambo. Rambo shoots them instantly because he has Golt's gun. He shoots the guy in the leg. They went up firing at what they thought was Rambo. No, it's a scarecrow. So the guy just releases his last dog. Rambo doesn't shoot it. He supposedly he actually just guts it. He actually just stabs the dog. All right, keep this in mind. Green Beret, Army Special Forces. You don't fuck with guys like this, okay? Seriously. All right, and these guys are finding this out the hard way. So, what happens next? Rambo systematically hunts these guys down and takes them out one by one. All right. And here's the thing. Teasel's character, now keep this in mind, Teasel's character was actually in the army, and supposedly his backstory is that he actually lost several troops because of Viet Cong ambushes and guerrilla warfare. All right. Rambo is an expert at that shit. So basically, it's giving Teasel some bad flashbacks. So as this whole thing is going on, Teasel's starting to freak out. So that everyone is getting systematically taken out. But here's the thing: Rambo's not killing any of these guys. He's wounding them, maiming them. He's basically incapacitating these guys. So hell, one of the guys who actually abused him back in the prison, back in the jail cell. He tackles the guy. He hits the guy so hard in the shoulder it dislocates the shoulder. And to add insult to injury, another deputy actually sees Rambo right in front of the guy. Rambo moves out of the way after he shoots, and it hits the guy right in the fucking arm. The same arm that got dislocated. I mean, seriously, talk about insult to injury. And what happened to the guy who tried to shoot at Rambo? Punchy stakes to the groin. Yeah, this is somebody you're not gonna. Yeah, seriously, you don't want to fuck with this guy. Okay, unless you're this guy or Steven Seagal's character from Under Siege, but that's a different story altogether. so yeah, all the guys are systematically taken out, horrifically taken out, but they're not dead. They're still alive, just heavily incapacitated and heavily wounded. Rambo actually has Teasel right by the throat this time around. He has his knife so far up the throat. Supposedly, if you look after the scene was done, you can actually see some blood a little bit. So apparently, Brian Dennehy did get cut a little bit though. But seriously, the way these guys were acting, it's authentic and it's scary as hell how good the acting is. So basically, so Rambo tells him to not push back and to give him his gun. So Teasel just lets go of his rifle. Rambo runs off, and Teasel just breaks down in tears. We're introduced to the state police later on with a guy named Dave Kern, and of course Samuel Troutman later on. Yep, Troutman makes it in. Almost halfway through the movie, he finally comes in. All right. Anyway, Curran actually has one of the other deputies was going to take over, but no, it's Teasel's party. He wants to take. He wants to fully stop this guy. Okay, good luck with that. So we actually later. Anyway, one of the deputies actually tells him exactly what happened, what Galt actually did, and of course the state trooper calls him a bunch of assholes because, well, yeah, they were fucking assholes for doing that. So anyway, Teasel asks, what possessed God to make Rambo? Troutman makes his appearance saying, God didn't make him. I made him. My name's Samuel Troutman. Colonel Samuel Troutman, by the way. So here's the thing. We actually find out that Rambo isn't just an ordinary Green Beret. If he got any more training, if he was any more certified, he's pretty much almost closely resembling that of an Army Ranger compared to what the tactics he knows. So he's a pretty high-ranking Green Beret. Or if he had any more further training, he would easily be an Army Ranger or a Delta Force commando. That's how high up in the rankings he is. So basically, Trautman tells him tells Teasel he should just call the whole thing off and tell him just defuse the whole situation. You'll defuse him. But Trautman doesn't give a shit. No, he really does not give a shit. So sorry for that jump cut, but yeah. Diesel doesn't want to defuse the whole situation. He wants to fully arrest Rambo. So Trautman tells him that, okay, you're going to send 200 men after him? Don't forget one thing. What's that? A good supply of body bags. So yeah, if you wonder where the body bag line came from. So anyway, Teasel tries to convince Trautman to actually call Rambo on the radio because he actually took one of the radios from the deputies. So he does wind up calling Rambo. Uh, but the thing is, Rambo will only listen to him because he never would break radio silence. He's always listening to crosstalk. That is until Teasel winds up calling him, and Rambo does answer back. He tells him exactly what happened, that it wouldn't be any trouble if it wasn't for that dumbass cop. So, yeah, this whole situation was all Teasel's fault. As for Arthur Galt, he's dead. We don't care. Move on. Oh, what? Was that his corpse? Oh, what's that? His grave? Oh, hold on a second. Zip! Zip! Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta take a dump. There we go. Zip! Oh, I gotta wipe my ass. Yeah, I'll just do it on the tombstone. There we go. Just doing it on the tomb. Wiping my ass on the tombstone. Not giving a fuck. What? Fuck this guy. He's an asshole. He was an asshole. Fuck him. He was a murderer. Fuck this guy. I bet you anything. That's what people did at Art Galt's funeral. After everybody left, everybody knew how much of an asshole he was, so they just wound up pissing and shitting all over his grave and pissing and shitting all over his fucking tombstone. I mean, seriously, if it was a silver tombstone, it'd probably be like rusty. It'd be like rusty brown at this point from all the shit that people dumped on it. So anyway, the army actually tracked the Rambo's location. So now, okay, it's not really the army; it's actually the National Guard. So they do try to find him. And of course, Rambo's playing like hide and seek with these guys. Eventually, they do find him. And Rambo's been hiding out in a mine this entire time. So he actually hides out in a mine, and he has a rifle. And well, they start firing at him. But here's the messed up part: Teasel actually is on the radio yelling at these guys, "Don't fire! Or I do not fire at this guy. I want him alive." And the next scene is that everybody's firing at him until Rambo unloads his entire rifle on him. Keep this in mind, Rambo is using a regular M16A1, so it's got a 20-round magazine, and he just spent the whole magazine. Oops. So what happens next? Well, wait a minute. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Anyway, the guy who's in charge of the National Guard called Clinton Morgan is like, okay, you, go around there and actually go out and try to draw him out. Now! You! There. Fuck you, I ain't going in there. Leave me, I go in there. Look, that guy's a train killer. I am not going in there. I do this part time, so fuck you. Ugh. So yeah, Clinton Morgan Clinton Morgan has direct orders: do not engage, do not open fire, do not kill this guy. And what does he do? He orders one of his guys with a rocket launcher to actually blow it up, blow up the mine. Rambo sees the rocket launcher, heads deeper into the mine blows up, but he survives because he's further into the mine at this point. By the time Teasel, Trautman, and Kern get there, oh god. Oh my god. Teasel just rips Morgan a new asshole. I mean, and to be fair, I actually showed this movie in high school back when I was in high school to my classmates, and everybody laughed their asses off when this happened. It's like, god damn it, I have to dig him out. Well, hey man, like Teasel, I'm sorry. If you can't get like a bulldozer up here, so you have to dig him out. So, oh, you're right. You know what? You're right. It's your mess. You dig it up. Wait, what? Hey, wait a minute. I gotta go to the drugstore tomorrow. Yeah. So you make a start, asshole. Shit. Anyway, Rambo eventually makes his way out of the tunnel. And so it's basically like a bit of a calming period for the film where Rambo actually makes his way out of the tunnel while Teasel and Troutman and Kern actually head back into town and go for a couple of drinks. Now, to be fair, Teasel is trying to confront more stuff with like Troutman. Troutman's trying to tell him exactly more stuff about Rambo and shit, but Again, Teasel is being very dismissive, so he doesn't give a shit. He goes back to the station and just sits down and has a coffee. Rambo makes it out of the mine. Why? Because he was trained for shit like this. Anyway, he's like so far away from the mountain area where he originally was, so he's closer to the highway. So he makes his way out and he commandeers a truck, and the guy who's driving the truck tells him, "So what do you got in the back?" It's like, it's an M60. Really? Oh, shit. Well, okay, come on, get out. No, get the fuck out of here. Bye. Yeah, so we have another chase scene with the deputies and Rambo goes right through a blockade and makes his way back into town. Anyway, Teasel gets some news that okay, Rambo's still alive. Oh shit! So Rambo crashes the army truck into a gas station. He heads to the back and he grabs the M60 and 2 crates of ammo. And he runs away. He runs a good distance, takes on a lighter, and lights up the gas station, causing a big, massive explosion to divert the police's attention. So the police, the National Guard, and the fire department get all the way to the gas station. The sheriff makes an announcement telling everybody to go in to get off the streets. Smart call. Troutman actually visits Teasel one last time, and well, okay, Teasel basically tells him, like, you knew he was alive, but didn't you? You told me to get out of places like that. Okay, look, I'm not gonna lie, I suspected he was still alive. Fuck you. This is my fucking town. Teasel, if you're going up against him, you're gonna fucking die. We all gotta die sometime, don't we? And okay, Rambo, armed with the M60, actually shoots a couple of like telephone poles where the power junctions are. So that way it blacks out the entire area. Okay, he's trying to do cover of darkness. Smart call there, buddy. Smart call. Teasel makes his way up to the roof. Trauman already left the building at this point. Teasel is now armed with an M16, waiting for Rambo. Good luck, my friend. Good luck. So what does Rambo do? Okay, he shoots a couple of more telephone poles with transformers on them to block out the entire area, and he makes his way to a hunting store that has rifles, bows, and guns, rifles, shotguns, and fucking bullets, black powder stuff, and everything. And what's he do? He throws everything in the middle of the store and he lights the thing on fire and he just books it, causing an entire massive explosion. But why? Why, you may ask? I'll tell you why. He knows that Teasel is still in the police station. He doesn't know where he is exactly. So he keeps an eye on the building. He makes it to the building before the store explodes. The store explodes. He looks straight at the building and he sees Teasel pop his head up on the roof. He's like, "Oh, so that's where you are." Rambo, with one ammo crate, unloads the entire ammo crate within the police department, within the sheriff's station, and basically just fills it full of holes. Yeah. I mean, all Rambo is doing is like, okay, yeah, that's all he's doing. While Teasel's up there holding on to his M16, like, yeah, go on. Yeah, go on. I'm gonna fucking kill you, you son of a bitch. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Rambo sneaks his way into the building. And we get like a kind of a disappointing final shootout. I mean, Teasel's on top of the roof. He winds up shooting Rambo through the skyline. Rambo with the M60, more powerful ammo, by the way, shoots upwards, and the bullets go right through. Now, keep this in mind. Teasel has an M16, so, okay, he has normal rifle rounds, go right through the glass on the skyline, but Rambo is packing an M16 machine gun with ammo that can actually pierce right through the building. And that's what happens. It pierces right through the building, hitting Teasel in the legs, causing him to fall right through the skyline. Teasel is right there on the floor, defeated, basically bleeding from intensive pain. And like, Rambo walks up to him with the M60 pointed at him, and he still taunts him like, "Go ahead, do it. You crazy son of a bitch, smash me off." Just before Rambo got a chance to pull the trigger, Troutman comes running in and tells Rambo to not do it. And Teasel passes out. Yeah, from the intense pain he had, he passes out. So yeah, now so literally for the last few minutes we have like we have like Teasel knocked out at this point, and Troutman is trying to calm Rambo down. He's trying to talk Rambo down, and like all and everybody comes and the entire building gets surrounded. And somebody actually tried to get a shot off on Rambo until like Troutman was yelling at Curran, "God, for God's sake, hold your fire!" All right, everybody, hold your fire, man. And what does Rambo do? Well, the M60 is actually now useless, so he tosses it away, and he goes to the gun cabinet in the police department and grabs every M16, every shotgun, and tries loading them all up. While Troutman is literally trying to talk him down as he's doing this. Yeah, he's not stopping. I mean, literally, the only time he actually does stop is when Troutman actually walks up to him, grabs for the M16 he's holding in his hand, and slams it on the table, telling him, "It's over, Johnny! It's over!" And Rambo just fucking unloads. I mean, he just goes off telling him that it's not his fault. It's not nothing is over. Nothing. I mean, seriously, he just unloads everything. How much anger he had because he got back from the war, and everybody mistreats him, like how Teasel mistreated him, how Galt mistreated him, how everybody just mistreated him throughout this whole movie. And halfway through his argument, he rips everything. He rips the ammo belt off of his chest, and he just goes crazy. He just fucking unloads, telling him nothing is over, and saying everybody had a bad time after the war. But it turns out Rambo got it just worse, because he was in charge of $1 million equipment, and here in the States, he couldn't even hold a job parking cars. And that's literally a quote he actually says. Amongst his yelling, he actually literally breaks down into tears because he tells Trautman that everybody else is gone. He's the only one left behind. And all of his friends are dead, and he has nightmares about the war. This is this is a bit of a fun fact. This is actually something that most troopers actually went through during the Vietnam War. The shell shock of what the troops went through was really bad, and some people just didn't know how to handle it back then. Rambo is a clear indication of what happened when people were just heavily mistreated. Rambo is just one of the sad casualties, one of the sad cases that just fell through the cracks and was heavily mistreated by everybody. It's just very, very sad. And literally, Rambo is just breaking down the tears at this point because he can't actually contain it anymore. Like he's just laying it all out. Troutman is actually pitying Rambo at this point because now he knows that Rambo really got it worse compared to anybody else. That really, in the end, that Rambo is a fine-tuned killing machine, but deep down, he's just very broken. It's very sad. Just seeing this unstoppable war machine just break down to tears. It's very sad. And I gotta mention the elephant in the room real quick. The original ending. Rambo tells Troutman to take out a service pistol and just end it. And while Troutman, yeah, he actually does shoot him in this one. However, Rambo as Troutman's holding his gun, Rambo actually takes his finger and pulls the trigger, killing him instantly. And Rambo dies. However, that was the original version, and the test audiences hated it. So instead, instead, they reshot the ending where Troutman instead just embraces Rambo and hugs him, you know, because he's just broken down at this point. There's nothing else he can do. So the movie basically ends with with Troutman and Curran and another deputy coming out of the building with Rambo in handcuffs. So with Troutman's coat, and Troutman's making sure he's wearing his coat. By the way, yeah, Rambo's wearing Troutman's coat. Just give him the dignity. And we see Teasel being loaded up into an ambulance, and they walk away. The movie ends right there on the spot. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was First Blood. Now I know what you're thinking. Christmas is literally just right around the corner. So why the hell did I just review the first Blood, the first Rambo film? Because it takes place in December. I'm not even joking. Like seriously, if you look closely in the movie, there's a lot of Christmas decorations and there's Christmas lights everywhere. There's even a Coke ad with Santa Claus right by the sheriff's station. Yeah, the movie takes place during Christmas and nobody realized it. So the first film is a Christmas movie. It's a it's an action drama film that takes place during Christmas. Nobody realized that. Well, either way, the first Rambo film became such a massive success. We got the second one, then the third one, and about 2 decades later, we got the fourth one. A decade after that, we got the fifth one, which I haven't actually seen yet, but I've heard mixed reactions about that. So, would I highly recommend the first Blood film? Actually, yeah, I kind of do. I mean, amongst all the Rambo films, people say, "Oh, the second one was awesome." Oh, I have a deep love for the third one. Yeah, the fourth one was just badass, man. The kick-ass gun violence at the end, where you see all these bad guys get slaughtered by Rambo with a machine gun, it's just awesome. My personal favorite, the first one. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks, but when it comes down to Rambo, I actually love the first film more than I do the sequels. Yeah, the second one's good, the third one's good, the fourth one's good. I haven't seen the fifth one yet. But my personal favorite will always be the first one. Sorry. So anyway, that's Fiox Frank's Christmas episode. Rambo First Blood. Anyway, folks, have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Just have a happy holidays. And I'll see you just before New Year's. Until then, y'all take care. Fiox Frank